business that pays you. Yeah. Our people walk in power, we gon' blow up. No fear, no doubt, we gon' show up. Set your boundaries, shine bright, no fright. Unapologetic, we fight for what's right. Family keeper, that's a state of mind. Power protection all by design. Family keeper, we rise, we shine. Power protection all by design. Mind the business that pays you.
Hey everyone, we're back. How you doing, Mindsetters? You are tuned into Mind the Business That Pays You podcast, and I am your host, Monique Danielle Harrell, CEO of Singleton Builders.
Ms. Jelma.
I'm Jelma Bell Beecham, CEO of CRJ Squeaky Clean.
All right, and I'm Rochelle Regray coming from Cold Charlotte today, and I am the CEO and founder of the Power Elite Network and the Genius Grid.
Did you say cold? Is it cold out there in Charlotte?
Yes, so everybody's getting snow this weekend, including us.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Snow
guess what?
Yeah.
I hope they don't get none in Atlanta, because you know what happened last time when they got snow in Atlanta? Everybody was sliding around with 1 inch.
Listen, that's how it's going to be here, so everybody going to be inside.
Wow.
Me too.
Well, we have a great show lined up for you today. We have our special guest. She's an author, a poet, and a screenwriter. Her name is Racha Barlow. She's in the building. She will be coming to you shortly. Our topic today is writing as healing and purpose. So make sure you stay tuned to find out what we have to talk about. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at Biz That Pays. Follow us on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Mind the Business That Pays You, or either Biz That Pays You. And also, you can log into our website, bizthatpaysllc.com. So, hey, everyone, and we're going to get right into it today. We're going to get into our CEO check-in. So, let me put on these glasses because Mindsetters, I need to have a chat with you guys. Okay, my CEO check-in today is broke with the job, start here. So I'm going to give you 4 things that you need to look out for if you consider yourself broke with a job, which is probably about 80% of the people, am I right? People are broke with a job, but it's not the job that's causing the situation. So check this out. First point I'm going to give you is you don't have to be smart. You have to be consistent. Consistency matters. Most successful businesses are simple. Consistency creates income before intelligence even matters. So make sure you have to be consistent with anything that you choose to do. Make sure you're consistent with it and follow through. Show up daily, solve one problem at a time, and stay committed. A lot of people fail because they don't stay committed to one thing. They want to switch from this to this to this to that. And that's great. You want to play out your options. But sometimes what you know you should be doing, you need to kind of stick to that before you move on to the second thing that you know you should be doing, or the third thing that you know you should be doing. So my next pointer is prepare for being rich before you arrive. You always have to have a richer mindset. If you don't respect small money, you're definitely not going to respect big money. Budget, learn your basic taxes, understand credit, and build habits, not now. Build habits now, not later when you get the money. Because if you get money you never had none before, then you might just go out and splurge. Get out all the things you want to do. Write down 5 things that you're going to go buy. Write down a budget when you get your money of 5 things you're going to buy and leave it at that. And keep it moving and save your money after that. Third pointer is your 9 to 5 can make you a millionaire. People don't realize that. Working a 9 to 5 can make you a millionaire. Let me tell you how. Your job is not your enemy. It's the seed money that's the problem. Most of us is one idea away from being rich. You know why? Because we don't have the seed money to start the venture. So that's what the problem is. So what you need to do is use your paycheck to fund skills, investment, or even a business, not just expenses. Like I always say, pay yourself first. If you have this money, you have a job, you want to save your money, save it, put it aside, pay yourself maybe 10%, treat yourself like a bill. put that money aside. You cannot spend it, and that's your seed money to get out of the rat race. Okay. Your third pointer is your fourth pointer is the simple wealth formula that I always say: earn, save, invest, and reinvest until your paycheck, your investments surpass your paycheck. Once your investments surpass your paycheck, and you increase your money, but don't increase your lifestyle. Remember that when you start making more money, don't start spending more money. That's where most people go wrong at. They get to the third part, which is invest, and then they don't reinvest, and then they lose all the money that they saved. So just remember, the goal is not more money. It's more leverage, more freedom, and to become an owner. Okay? So that's my CEO tip for today. Broke with a job, start here. I'm your girl, Monique Danielle. You can check me out on the web, singletonbuildersllc.com. We specialize in building custom modular homes.
That's awesome.
Thank you,
Awesome.
girl.
CEO check-in. So my CEO check-in, again, Joe Mabel Beecham from CRJ Squeaky Clean, is kind of piggybacking off of what you said, Monique, in terms of sticking out with your program and not being afraid of change. So one of the tips that I have for that is no matter how far you go in your business, even if you just started or you've been in it for 20 years, there's always going to be circumstances that comes up that's going to lead you to making a choice. No choice is wrong when it's the smart decision as a CEO to make a career change depending on what path you want to go in for your business. So one of the strong things I have is with that is don't be afraid of change. If you have to make a change in your lane, make it. Just know that you still are doing something great. You're still doing something that's staying within line of business. To grow your business, it might just be something other than what you thought originally it should be. And you're still helping yourself and others as well. The business process, no matter what company you're running, is the same. You have to have a system. You have to have other people to help you. So in short, again, my CEO check-in is don't be afraid to change. Don't look at yourself as a failure. You're still producing. You're still that same person you were. You're just changing lane, which sometimes is the smartest thing you really can do before you fall too short of one that you're trying to build out, as is if it's not working already.
Absolutely.
And again, CRJ Squeaky Clean. We can be reached at www.crjsqueakyclean.com.
All right.
All right.
That's
I'm
a
enjoying both
good
those
tip.
check-in.
Yeah, good.
One of my
CEO
mindset
check-in.
is our mindset is just said, I just subscribed. And
Well,
I
tell
also
them
got to
thank
say
you.
hello to two of our other mindsetters that just checked in, Mr. Lloyd and Mr. Bob. So,
Well, hello. Thank you for chiming in with us.
yes.
Thank you for joining.
Yes. And thank you for subscribing and like, and share.
Yes.
All right.
Amen.
All right. Well, I'm going to speak to my youth tonight and their parents and teachers as a CEO check-in. So, with what I do, especially with building businesses with youth, I'm always in their corner. But what I'm hearing a lot of youth say is, I'm a failure. I'm losing. And I'm saying not.
Right.
What they're really saying, that's what they're really saying. But how can we really listen to what they're saying and turn it into learning? So lately, one of the biggest trends, right, is you saying, I'm losing. They say, I'm a failure. They say, I'm losing. They say it quietly. They say it loudly. They say it in frustration. They say it in tears. And sometimes even in jokes that aren't really jokes. But here's the truth. As an educator and coach, I don't hear failure. I hear unfinished learning. Because it's about the words, right?
Okay.
Our youth are growing up in a world that celebrates and highlights. They celebrate highlights, not growth, right? Social media shows the win, not the work.
Right.
The success, not the struggle.
Yep.
So when they don't get it right the first time, they assume that something is wrong with them instead of realizing Something is still being learned in them.
Mm-hmm.
But losing isn't the opposite of winning. Losing is often the front door to understanding.
Mm-hmm.
So when a young person says, I'm failing math, what they really mean is, I haven't mastered it yet. Or when they say, I can't do this, what they're really saying is, I haven't learned or been shown how in a way that makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Can we agree on that?
Absolutely.
Yes,
Mhm.
definitely.
Absolutely.
Failure is not an identity, it's feedback.
Right.
And if we teach youth to read feedback instead of running from it, everything changes. So at the Genius Grid, we don't ask, what did you get wrong? We ask, what did this teach you?
Okay.
Because mistakes are not step or stop signs, they are directional signs.
Mhm.
They point us to what needs practice, what needs support,
Right.
what needs a different strategy. And here's what we must help our youth understand. You're not losing. You are learning in real time,
Mhm.
and learning is messy before it's powerful. So how do we shift you from I'm a failure to I'm a learner? One, let's change the language.
Mhm.
Teach you to replace I can't with I can't yet. Or instead of saying I failed, I really actually learned what doesn't work.
Mhm.
Or instead
Mhm.
of saying I'm bad at this, say I'm building skill in this. Because words do shape identity, and identity shapes effort. Number two, we can normalize the process. Let them see that every expert was once confused,
Mhm.
every confident leader was once unsure,
Yeah.
every young or strong student once struggled. Growth doesn't look cute at the beginning. It looks awkward. It looks frustrating. It looks slow. And that's okay.
Right.
We can use reflection instead of punishment. Instead of asking, why you mess up? Or what did you do to mess up? Ask, what did you try? What
Oh.
worked a little?
Mhm.
What would you do differently the next time? Reflection turns mistakes into strategy. And last, we can connect learning to purpose. So when you say, or they see why something matters, they push through the hard part. And our youth have a lot of problems with that because they're so used to easy right now, right?
Right. Right.
We call them microwave people.
Mhm.
We need to tie their learning to their dreams, their gifts, and their future. So don't just talk to them about content or teach content. We need to teach meaning. So when a young person says to me, I'm losing, I say, no, you're leveling up.
Oh.
You're not behind, you're being built. And if you stay in the process, what feels like failure today becomes confidence tomorrow. That is my CEO check-in. Rochelle B. Gray coming from cold Charlotte today.
That was awesome feedback. I
And
mean,
you can reach me at thegeniusgrid@yahoo.com. And I also want to say, if you see me on Facebook and TikTok tonight, I'm going to be having a Zoom
oh yeah.
meeting for parents about the Genius Grid so they can get their kids involved so they can not lose, they can learn, and then they can win.
And what time is your Zoom, Rochelle?
It's going to be at 4 o'clock, and the registration link is on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram,
Okay.
along with our information. And I'm really looking forward to seeing some parents in the room.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you.
So I hope our mindset has got some jewels today from some of these CEO check-ins that we brought to you. But make sure you like and subscribe us on YouTube at Biz That Pays. The link is in the description, so you can just go right on to the link. You don't have to figure it out. And like and subscribe to our page. We'll be back with our especially awesome guest tonight, Racha Barlow, screenwriter, poet. She's in the building, so she will be right here as soon as we get back. So stay tuned.
I woke up this morning, out of my bed. I looked around, this is what I said. Thank you, Lord, for another day. All the blessings just in my way. I could have been dead, sleeping in my grave. But you told that, get back and get hey, move another blessing. Ooh wee, another blessing. Ooh wee, another blessing. Ooh wee, another blessing.
Hey, Mindsetters, we are back and we have our guest in the building.
All right. All right.
Hello there, and welcome back, everyone. So our guest tonight is Raquel
Racha
Barlow.
Barlow.
Rachel. Okay, Rachel. Um, so you guys have to read it. It's cut off. I can't see the whole thing on my side.
All right, Rachel
but I
Barlow
know-
is here, guys.
Yes.
She is a screenwriter, poet, and an author. So she's in the building, and she is here to celebrate with us and give us some jewels on what she's been up to. Hey.
Hey.
Hey guys, how
Welcome.
are
So
y'all?
excited to meet you.
Excited to meet you as well.
And I
Thank
just
you.
have to add that is my sister-in-law.
Yes.
So I'm
Oh, you would have
really
to
excited that she's here.
I ain't mad at you.
So let's get into it, girl. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. So what did you realize? I meant to say, sorry, girl. Who are you as far as your writing, and what brought you to the point that it brought you to even write your first book?
So, me writing my first book was something that was always supposed to happen. I've been writing since I was 12 years old.
Wow.
Look at
So,
that. See?
Yeah,
Young.
yeah. So I always knew that I would be a writer. I used to make up stories at my grandmother's kitchen table. I would write the
Oh.
stories. My cousin, she would do the art. So I always knew that I had a thing for writing, and it wasn't until my life had changed in a drastic way till I was able to sit for a while and take some time with me and get to understand what I need, what my purpose was. And I always knew I had a purpose of writing, but I just didn't know where it was going to go, what it was going to do. So I have to be honest, my life was torrid, you know. I went away to prison, and when I was in prison, I remember writing poetry and posting it on the women's unit, and I would get such a crowd around the billboard looking at, you know, what I had wrote, and people was really reacting. You know, people, I would write stuff that was so personal in the format of poetry. People would be like, is she talking about me?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right. So
I
with
love
that,
it.
With
Yeah.
that being said, I said, oh, I might got something here.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what started it. Yeah.
Okay, so you was inspiring other women at the time, so then you realized that was like a gift you may have, and you started seeing it through.
Okay, well, some of it was inspiring and some of it was a dig. To be honest,
Yeah.
that's where I was at. So,
Uh-huh.
you know, that was my way of expression, though. You
Right.
know, without, you know, getting into anything physical, without being the type that was mouthy or whatever. That was my way of expression, and it was writing. It was always writing.
Now, when you wrote your first book, what was the name of your first book? 'Cause you wrote 4, right?
Yes.
Four.
So my first book was called On the Other Side of the Boulevard, and it was a part 2 to that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So On the Other Side of the Boulevard was inspired because I worked on both sides of the boulevard.
Okay.
A part of my life that I mentioned where, you know, it wasn't that great. I was a drug dealer, and I sold drugs on Martin Luther King Boulevard in Trenton, New Jersey. And we called that block
Okay.
the Boulevard.
Oh.
But
Mhm,
when
mhm.
God changed my life, I ended up working on the other side of the boulevard
Look
in
at that.
in a transitional home for men.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
where I was
wow.
helping men that was going through reentry or that was homeless. I was helping them get their lives together. So with that being said, that's where the book come from, On the Other Side of the Boulevard, because I worked on both
Both
sides.
sides.
On one side
I
of
love
the
it. Real
street,
meets real.
directly across from the facility I worked in, I sold drugs in front of that house every day. So when I would come to work and sit out my desk, I would stare out the window and think about the life that I had years ago on the other side of the street. And I just, every time I looked, I always gave God praise because
Right.
look where he brought me from. You know,
Absolutely.
I'm actually sitting behind a desk doing something productive, helping
Right.
someone else change their lives.
Wow, look at
Awesome.
that full circle.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
And using your pain point to create. So let me ask you, because from what Monique has been telling us, and I saw some things online, your work often blends storytelling with emotion and truth.
hmm,
How do your life experiences shape the themes and voices in your writing? And how do you decide what belongs on the page? Because some things are really personal. So what how do you decide what to share?
yeah. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a realist, so it come deep. It come deep within with me. I always say, if it don't feel right to me,
right.
and I believe that's God prompting my spirit. But if it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
feel right to me, I'm just not gonna share it.
Mm-hmm.
He does say you could be angry but sin not. So I try not to ever say a whole
Right.
All
lot.
right.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
I
Even though I
love
might
it.
be
Look
feeling
at
a
you.
way
You are
about
like a
something,
mature
but
Mhm.
Christian.
I'm never gonna put it out there like
Right.
that because I do recognize where my gift come from. I know this gift
Mm-hmm.
is from God because when I started this poetry business, I started it doing it at funerals, and I was always scared of the dead. So with
Mm.
that
Mhm.
being said, I know God brought my fear and my purpose because and brought them together, because I was always scared to go in funeral homes.
Mhm. Right.
As a kid,
Mm.
I had a
Right.
bad experience having to go in there when I was a kid, and
Mm-hmm.
I just never got over that. I used to have nightmares. I'd be like,
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
go to
I
Yeah.
nobody's
know that's right.
funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, so
That's
with that
wow.
being said, I believe he truly brought my fear and my purpose together, and we developed racist personalized poetry from that.
Wow.
That's
So, how do
awesome.
you kind of prepare emotionally when you have to write a poem for a grieving family? Like,
Mm,
do they give you like a little bit about who the person that's
definitely.
deceased is, or do you just write from just the pain of people grieving? Like, how do you come to
Yeah.
what you're gonna write?
So with that being said, there is a process
Okay.
in my business that I do. I go out and I meet families
Okay.
that request my services either through social media or personal or through the funeral homes, word
Okay.
of mouth. And I go to their home. I meet with the family. There is a Q&A that I've developed for every poem
Oh,
that I
okay.
write. I have a
Okay.
Very nice.
funeral. I have a funeral Q&A. I have a birthday Q&A because I write
Really?
poetry for all events, like for
Oh
everything.
Nice.
So I
wow.
have a
Nice.
baby shower Q&A. So I
Okay.
ask these questions and they give me the answers, and then I ask them if it's like any names they want in the poem or whatever. So they'll tell me the names that's special to the person that's deceased, and then I go to work after that.
Yeah, because I mean, I've
Oh, I'm
heard
loving
you.
that. I'm loving that. I really am. And I'm like, okay, I gotta get on and see what her fees are because I'm gonna request two poems. Well, three actually.
Yeah, yeah.
And soliloquy into that. Go ahead.
I
I'm
do
sorry.
this at least about 2 or 3 times a week. So I do come at a price. For 13 years, I did it for free, but now
Hey,
it is a
work
That's
is
business
worthy of
right.
his
now.
hire.
That's
It is a
right.
Work is
business,
worthy of
and
his
I
hire.
do
That's right.
travel. I travel doing this a lot. So I flew out to a lot of different places. People have requested me. So
That is awesome.
That's
Yeah,
awesome. And so,
absolutely.
yes, a question I have for you is what have you learned about grief that most people don't like to talk about? And this is something even more personal for me, just losing my father.
hmm,
And I'm coming across a lot more people who are not comfortable talking about it. But in my time now, I find that it is worth talking about because it's
yes,
inevitable. It's going to
yes, it's
happen.
gotta
But
Yeah.
happen.
what have you learned?
I've learned that every family that I go to is different. Everybody has their own process and their own way, and I have to be able to read the room and be
Okay.
good with whatever's going on as a business person.
Absolutely.
I just recently did a poem a couple days ago for a girlfriend of mine. She lost her mother, and I had
Mhm.
just did her father's 16 months prior to that.
Wow.
So she lost
Yeah.
both parents, and so coming into her home, um, I was already I already knew what to expect because she was a daddy's girl, but now mom's gone, so
Wow.
there is
Mm.
nobody. So I
Right.
already know what I was about
Right.
to deal with, and at that point, I knew all she needed was a hug. She didn't, sometimes you go in and you meet families and you become a part of the family
Right,
because
right,
of
right.
what's going on at the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just want you to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes
Right.
I go to funerals and I write poetry for people and I'm sitting here crying like I've been knowing this person all my
Right,
life.
right.
And 85% of the people I write for, I do not know them. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
just that, it's just I just know I have to be able to read the room when I go visit a family and get the information because everybody is not ready to talk. So
Yeah.
sometimes
Right.
I'm with families 20 minutes, and sometimes I'm with families 2 hours.
Wow. Wow. Have you ever received feedback from a family that changed how you view your work? Like after you've done a poem, have they called you back and said, you really touched our heart? That poem was on spot because, or do you tell them what the poem is before you read it, or you just, take your information that you received and just do your thing when you get up there?
So I usually ask, do you want to hear it before
Okay.
I read? And most of the time, people say, surprise me.
Okay.
I've written over 567 poems
Wow.
for the city
That's a
of
lot.
Trenton.
All right.
Yes.
Wow.
Right.
So with that being said, most of them know my work,
Okay.
and most of them just say, "Do your thing, surprise me." They like, I can't cry twice. Like,
No.
like
Mm.
I don't want to cry the
No,
day
that's
before,
right.
and I don't want to cry the day of. So just surprise us.
Well, what's your favorite poem then? And what about it speaks to you on a personal level? Or do you have a favorite poem?
They all my favorite.
They are.
Hmm.
They're all my favorite. No
Okay.
matter how big or small the event,
Mhm.
they're all my favorite. I try to put 1,000% in each and every one of them that I write, and I write 16 bars for each poem, so that's 4 pages for me.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
Mm.
Wow. Was
yeah.
there ever a poem that really changed the way you write or feel about what you do?
I wrote a poem for a girlfriend of mine. She said, just write something for me that I can hear while I'm alive because
Oh,
she
wow.
know I do a lot of
Ooh.
funerals.
wow.
So she was like, just write something where I can hear it. Say something about me that you know about me. And so I said, well, I asked her to give me a little bit of information, like about her children and stuff like that. And then I wrote it the way I view her. She a black queen, and I wrote that. I wrote the heck out of
Nice.
No,
that
I know
poem
you
about,
did. I know you
about the
did.
black queen. I wrote it.
I know
She
you
loved
did.
it. She loved it. She met me at a corner store, the parking lot, to pick it up. We do the copies at 11 by 14 with the pictures in great and the poetry over top, and then we frame it off. And she was real thrilled. She was like, "This is beautiful."
I
Yeah,
can imagine.
yeah. I wrote that one.
Yeah, that's exciting. And the way you do it is very different. I've never heard anyone doing it like that.
Thank
So
you.
that's awesome.
Thank you.
Now, what about your next book? So you wrote another book. We know that you wrote actually 2 more books.
Yeah.
Tell us about the title and how you got into doing that book.
So, Envy Lion Den is a book that I wrote.
The name is
and
hot.
Yes, Envy's Lion Den. That book right there. I had fun writing that book. I really did. Envy's Lion Den was a story. I write fictional books. I don't
Okay.
write about my story, but
Right.
I write fictional books. And with that being said, I don't know. I just sat there and I thought about a girl in the projects in Philadelphia and what her life could have been like. And when I wrote that book, I was like, yeah, this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Wow.
This is what you're supposed to be doing. I don't know what it was. It was like I took some of my past, some of my future,
Right.
and I just put it together, and it worked. It worked. They were loving that book. I got so many good reviews on that book. People go on social media and post my stuff all the time. So
Now, where can they get that book from now? Is it still
I
Amazon?
took all
or-
my stuff off of Amazon
Okay,
because I was
okay.
doing so many book signings weekly, like all up North Jersey and
Right.
everything. I was always at a book signing. So I did, but I am, because of what I'm doing now, I had to put the book selling on a back burner for a minute,
Right,
but I
right.
said this summer I was going to reprint all the books, and we was coming out. We was coming because I got a new book I'm writing now, and that is
Okay.
called "Surviving Killers and Drug Dealers, but
Mm.
Saved by Grace."
Okay.
Okay, okay,
That title right
okay.
Yeah,
there.
yeah, but saved by
Listen.
grace. Yup.
And you writing it
Yeah,
now?
I'm
Yeah,
so
I'm writing it now.
excited
Yeah.
about you.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay.
I really am. I really am because I work with young people, right?
Mhm.
I want them to have their business, and we're learning. Genius starts, I mean, from the day they're born, and you've
Right.
been writing since you were 12.
12
Right,
years
that
old.
part.
Yup.
Since you were 12, I mean, the gift was there,
Yep.
and to see you walk in it today, what would you tell you as parents when it comes to them wanting to saying, "Oh, I want to do this," and they go, authors don't make a lot of money,
Right,
but what would you say to them?
right,
Yeah, I would tell them well, first of all, that's not true
right.
because
Ha! That's on point. There you
I
go.
mean, I ain't rich, but I make decent money writing, and that's not my. It's not my. It's my purpose, but it's not my primary job, So,
Hmm.
but I love it. I remember when I was young and I was doing it. My grandmother, who raised me, Rose Jackson, I miss her so much.
Mhm.
She used to like do it. Like she would say stuff like, "Get to the table and write something," as though it
Oh,
was
I
a
love it.
punishment. And I'd be like, "Okay." She'd be like, "Just hush, get somewhere, sit down, and write something." And I'd be
Write
like,
something.
"Okay," because I used to always write stuff and take it to her and let her see it. And she'd be like, "Okay, your penmanship look good. Okay, I want you to start writing more in cursive and
Yes.
stuff like
Right,
that."
right.
So when she would use that as a tactic to get me to sit down somewhere, but it really did something.
Right.
And I never forget before she passed away, I had did a funeral. I had did a poem at her church,
Mhm.
and it was a big funeral. This was like something happened to this person, and it was in the news real big in Trenton.
Mm.
And so it was a lot of people that came out. The church was standing room only, like it was packed. And my grandmother, she was one of the mothers of the church, and she said to me, "Okay, you got your stuff together, right?" And I said, "Yeah." And she was like, "Don't make me look bad here, okay?" And I said, "Okay." She said, "That's all them years of writing. Now you get up there and you do what you know to do." I said, "Okay, Mom, I got this."
I love it.
So that right
Sometimes
there,
punishment is a good thing.
Yeah,
yeah,
right?
yeah. But that one thing always stuck with me all my life because I felt like even with all the disappointments that she had because of the things that I did later on, that was a moment that I knew that she was really proud of me. So
Yeah, that
that sticks with me.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
beautiful.
Love
And
it. I love
you
it.
did. I know you did good when you got up there.
Girl, you know I
Girl,
killed
bye.
it.
I know you did.
You know I killed it.
And now you wrote another book as well, your fourth book.
Yeah, I
What,
did.
what was the name of that book? And tell us how you came to do that one.
Okay, so I did Envy's Lions and I did On the Other Side of the Boulevard
Right.
1 and 2. And then I did.
Wait a minute, you did. Wait, I think I got it in my notes. Hold on,
Yup,
hold on.
I did a lot. I write all
Oh,
day
was
long.
it this one? Abused, survived, and
Bossed
bossed up.
Ooh,
Okay.
that one was deep.
Oh, I know it sounds deep. Tell us about
Girl.
it.
That one
I'm
there
acting
was
like we in the room.
inspired.
I'm like, tell us.
That was
I love it.
inspired. It's funny because you my sister-in-law, but
Right.
it's like us just having a conversation. But
Right.
that one right there, abused, survived, and bossed up.
Mm-hmm.
That was deep for me because it was a part of a small part of domestic violence thing that I had went through in my life, and I
Okay.
felt like I just wanted to talk about it. But I created a whole story around it. See, that's the thing with me. You give me
Right.
one topic. You give me a topic and be like, "All right, Rachel, write something on politics." Okay, let's go.
Right, right.
And I'm going to create a whole story around it. That's why what I'm doing now today, I know I'm supposed to be doing because the way my mind works.
Right.
It just work in a way where, I think about something, and in my head, it's just I can see it flashing like it's a whole story being created. Now I got to get somewhere and write it.
Right, you said I got to get
up
somewhere.
in the middle
I love
of the
it.
night, in the middle of the night, writing on trash bags,
Yeah.
on the back of the brown paper
Right.
bags,
I
and I'm
love it.
like. And that's probably why I can't stay in a relationship, because I'll be up all night writing.
Right.
Like, you do this all night? Yeah, I do this all night.
No, that's
like,
because they crazy. You on the right track. It's all right. It's all
I
good,
sleep with
sis.
my laptop, to be honest.
Oh, you sleep with your laptop?
Yes, I do. My laptop stay at the bottom of my bed.
Well, I mean, I have little papers by my bed that I write on. I wake up and be like, let me write this down so I won't forget it for in the morning. But
yeah, I write on my laptop. It lay right there, and I got papers on the nightstand. And I got a desk in my guest bedroom with paper on it. It's a lot. I do a lot.
That's the kind of work
now
I'm
that's
talking about.
that's one of the 4 books that you're gonna republish and whenever you get back around to it.
I'm gonna
You
reprint.
reprint those.
Yeah. I just gotta print them. I just, it doesn't
Right.
take much. You just pay for them and I print them.
Yeah, I took all mine off of, I had a publisher too. I self-published it, but I still had somebody, but they put it through Amazon and all those platforms for me.
Right.
But what happened was, because I just pulled mine off too about 2 months ago, is that they were making all the money and I was making like $1.
That's why
So I was
I
like,
took
hello?
mine off, because I was making more money at the book sign.
Me too.
Running
Me
up and down the
too.
highway.
Me too.
Opposed to
Same
leaving
thing.
them online. So, I mean, but it's a good way to make money in your sleep.
Right,
but
right,
I
right.
mean,
Yeah.
unless you one of them artists that's selling a lot of books.
Right,
If
right.
you're not, then your stuff is just basically sitting there. And by the time you generate any kind of income from it, you're down to nothing,
Right,
basically. They
right,
make the most
absolutely.
money.
So that's why going through Amazon directly this time, we should make more money.
Yeah.
Now, when I went through my self-publishing person, I'm supposed to be self-published, but I did have a book company behind me. They made all the money.
Yeah.
So now I pulled it back. They was like, well, wait. I was like, wait, nothing. Send me my stuff. I was talking to my husband, your brother, and I was like, I'm pulling my stuff because they're making all the money. And I was like, I'm making like $1. Now, this time around, there should be money made. And if I do the book signing, and all of that again. But I know the proper way now.
Yeah.
So if someone wanted to become an author, and they wanted to write a book, what would be the steps that you would tell them to do to get started with their first novel?
I would say do the what, when's, and where. You want to format it right, and those are the things you want to address before you just start writing. Where's the story taking place? Who are the characters of the story? You want all of that laid out in the format where you get it. And so now with me writing a book now, I mean, I just go in now,
Right.
But because of what I do today, everything has to be formatted. Like, I don't know if you know, but I go to school under a producer. So with that being, I write movies now. I write scripts.
Oh,
Perfect.
So with that,
Perfect.
my format, I'm learning. I have learned it because I've been in school over a year. So I've learned all of this. But there's a way that you format things when you're writing, no matter what you're writing.
matter
Even
what,
with my
yeah.
poetry,
That's
I
right.
go by Q&A.
Right.
But although I write shorthand where only I understand
Right,
it, I
right.
know that there's a format that I have to write this in order to read it once I do get up,
Right.
and speak. And the same goes for writing books. Same thing goes for screenplays, because my producer, she doesn't let me get away with anything.
That's
like
right.
we have to, we don't take shortcuts under the production company I'm under.
Okay.
A lot of people's taking shortcuts and they're just writing their own thing and shooting their own movies off of iPhones and all of that. And I want my stuff. If you see it, you think you're looking at a Tyler Perry movie.
Absolutely.
So
Okay.
that's why
That's
I pay the
right.
money that I pay in order to go to school under the production company I'm under. So I had to learn everything, what a beat sheet was,
Right.
what treatments was, what character arcs were.
Absolutely.
All of this stuff, the studios, real studios,
Right.
want when you present a project. And I'm a person, I want my stuff to be something I could look back on and say, I did that. I'm proud of that.
Mm,
You know what I
Right.
mean? I
mm,
don't want to just do it just to say I did it and it's a mess.
right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I don't need the camera jumping up and
That's
down.
right.
I don't,
Right.
people walking around in the
Right. That's
background,
right.
Right,
you
right.
know, and it looking all grainy or whatever. I want professional done movies, professional done films,
Absolutely.
and I want to do it the right way. I want to learn the business side of it. We always talking business. Every Saturday I'm in school. Last night we had a movie night and we sat there looking at a movie, trying to figure out the beats in the movie. So
All right.
yeah.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we
Well,
have some mindsetters that are checking in. Some others I want to say hi to. Wakia is on the
hey,
line. And I was like, we miss
Hey,
her
Wakia.
check
We
in.
miss
Racha.
you.
We also have Tracy checking in saying, hey, y'all.
Hi,
And
Tracy.
Mr. Thomas
Hey.
checking in saying evening. And Constance saying,
Hey,
hey.
hey, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. So
I love
now,
it. I love it.
back to this production that you're doing presently, because now I done skipped all out of what I was going to be talking to you about before. So the production you're doing now, let's talk a little more about that. So once you finish all your classes in production, you go right into shoot. You want to shoot your own movie. You're going to write for other people to shoot. Like, give us a little
So
play.
we do get to choose in my class. You do get to choose what you actually want to do.
Okay.
You can either be learn to be a producer, a director, or you can do them all.
Right.
Me, I'm the person. I want to be behind the scene, writing, fixing things that's wrong on set. That's what
Okay.
I want to do. When I retire from the city doing what I do, I want to be that person on the set that's fixing things,
Okay.
things that's not good, or creating things that, okay, that was a mistake. You got to create something else to put in the place of that. I want to be that person. So,
Well,
yeah,
So
right.
Marlo from production asks, are you going to turn any of your books into movies?
So that's what I'm doing now. I'm adapting. I'm adapting.
Let me find out she's sitting
Love
next
it.
to you.
Yeah, I'm adapting book to film now. That's what I'm doing. So my first
I
book on
love
the
it.
other side of the boulevard. Let me just tell you this.
Oh,
Okay.
that's going to be
My
nice.
first book on the other side of the boulevard. The my producer told me I had to change the name because it was a little too long.
Okay.
So we came up, because most studios, they want you to have at least 1 to 3 words on a title.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So I changed the name to The Bag, The Body, and The Betrayal. Right.
Oh, okay.
So with that being said, she
Gotta
submitted it, and they like it and they want it, and so they looked at the log line and the short synopsis and they're interested, and that was back in September. So now what I'm doing is I'm cleaning up the treatment,
Okay.
and that's what I want to do. I want to sell treatments and
Right,
scripts.
right,
That's what I
right,
want
right.
to do. I want to
Okay.
sell the script and sell the treatment and work behind the scenes on the set. That's it.
And how
Well,
long is your
congratulations.
how long is your treatment? Is it 72 minutes or do you have an hour and a half? Or how
Well, no,
long
the
is yours?
treatment, what it is it's a summary of what the movie is. Sometimes you'll get studios that want to buy just the treatment.
Just the treat, right, and not
and
the whole
and they'll
story.
have their
Ah.
people write the
To
script.
write the story. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Real? Okay, you just
They'll-
schooled us.
Right, right. So that's what I want to do. I want to sell treatments. I want to sell scripts, however they want it. Like
Right.
the ones that's interested, this happened back in September. The ones that's really the one that's really interested, if they tell me they want the script after reading the treatment,
Then you'll
I can
write
write it.
Right.
I could write it with no problem. Yeah. With no
All
problem.
right.
That's awesome.
So proud of you.
Yes. I have
I'm
a
loving
slate
it,
though. I
'cause
have
guess
a
what?
real slate with like 7 movies on it that I
Ooh.
wrote.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You wrote the whole movie or just the treatment?
It's a whole package.
The whole
I got the
package.
beat sheet, the
Uh-huh,
treatment,
uh-huh.
the character arc, and the first 10 pages of the script.
Okay.
And
You
look
ahead
at our
of the game.
entrepreneurs can see you came on as a poet and an author, but again, there's so many extensions
Uh-huh.
to what you can do in
Yeah.
business, and I'm loving it
Yeah.
that you're showing them this.
I don't tell everybody about this because my thing is when it blow, it blows.
Yeah.
So the way I move,
Absolutely.
I move in a way where, I don't talk a lot about what I do. I just let it come
Hmm.
out when you see me. When you
I
see
love
me,
it.
you already know it's
Well,
coming.
guess what? Everybody know now, girl, because we get a lot of viewers. Not just Facebook. We got YouTube,
Yeah.
Apple, Spotify. We get a
TikTok,
lot of
Yeah,
all
viewers.
yeah.
the
My
right,
producer
right,
probably watching
Spotify.
too.
Yeah, I'm like, your secret it has been exposed at this point. So whatever you
But
didn't want them to know,
that's
it's in
good
the
though.
atmosphere now.
Yeah.
And God
Yeah.
got you,
It's
so
okay.
it's
Because
okay.
what's for me is for
That's
me.
Yeah.
right. It's yours. It's
Absolutely.
yours.
You
That's
can't
right.
nobody take
Yeah.
that
And
away.
God already knew, like you said, you lived on both sides, but he already knew what he was going to take from good and make better
Yes,
just
yes.
from starting off. As soon
I'm
as you
so
heard his voice,
grateful.
you took action. So he
Right.
had you from there.
I'm
So that's
so
awesome.
grateful. So grateful.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a lesson to others too. Hey,
Now,
Yeah.
Hmm.
don't count me out. Listen,
now
Right.
tell
because
us
again, you
this.
got gifts and
Right. Don't
talents. No
count.
matter what you do, you
Right.
got
Right.
gifts and talents. So
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
I'm proud of you. I
Thank
really
you
am.
so much.
Now, you talk about your present job that you have now in Trenton. Let everyone know what you do in Trenton and how that ties into the whole narrative of publishing, writing on the other side of the boulevard. How all of
I
that
love that name.
ties in. Me too. That's why I'm like, yeah, the other side of the boulevard.
So what I
All of
do
that
in
tie in.
Trenton, I am a reentry specialist. I help people like myself who have backgrounds. I've helped them obtain job opportunities. Some I've helped obtain housing and whatever else they need when they come home from prison. I know when I came home, which was so many years ago, when I came home, if it wasn't for the support of my family, I
Right.
probably would have been lost too. And I know
Right,
what that's
right.
like. So I thank God for family. Like, I got a
Amen.
big family.
Amen.
So I
Yeah.
thank God for them. But at the end of the day, that's what I do every day. And I've been very successful doing it. Very successful. I've helped a lot of people. Actually, a young lady just shouted me out on social media the other day about how I helped her get her record expunged.
Oh,
So
okay.
I do,
Oh,
yeah, I do a
I
lot.
love it.
And I do it humbly. I just feel like when you're in this line of work, you have to have the right posture.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
have the
Mhm.
right heart. It
Absolutely.
can't be look
Absolutely.
at me, look at me.
That's
I'm
right.
doing this and I'm doing that.
That's
It
right.
can't. You can't make it about you.
Nope.
It's never
You
about you
can't.
when you're doing this type of work. You gotta
Right.
put you aside. All your cuteness, all you did back in the day, all who you
Right.
think you are today, you got to
Right.
put all that aside because you're dealing
Yeah.
with somebody that's not at that level right now in their life.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So they need you to come where they at.
That's right.
And that's why
Right.
I'm
You're
always
right.
in the hood. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you
You're
gotta
I
meet
gotta
right.
people
go
where
out.
they are.
You gotta meet people where they are. I'm out in the streets. I talk to the people. I try to see what they need. I tell them where my office is located, and when they get there, I can tell them what I could do to help them. That's all I could do.
Mm.
And although
Listen,
I
you
want
could
to
probably
help
go
everybody,
anywhere because you got a tribe behind you.
Yeah.
People that really
Definitely
appreciate
so.
what you did. Listen, I tell my kids, listen, I know people with ankle braces too. You understand what I'm saying? Because people, listen, when you help people that are real and that you're
Yeah.
real, they're there for life.
yeah,
Oh,
And
yeah.
they're real for life. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I'll be like, listen, don't mess with me.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
in them.
You have to have compassion for people. It
You
has to be
do.
a no judgment zone once they come
Oh,
into your
absolutely.
office because
definitely.
they already feel some type of way because of what they've been
Right.
through. So when they come
Right.
out, they don't need nobody saying, "Oh, you did that." Yes, I did.
Right.
Come on, I really
Right.
paid
You
my
read the
time for
paper.
that.
Why are you saying that? Right.
Yeah, let's
That's
just
true.
move. How,
I
how
don't
can
do
you
the
help
picture
me?
thing. I don't do
Right.
none of that. Like, if you homeless or you hungry, you don't want
Wow.
nobody taking a picture
No,
of you
you
and
sure
putting you on
don't.
social
Right.
media.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
my
I fed the
goodness.
hungry
Mhm.
today. I did this today.
No,
I
just
did
do
that.
it.
Just do it.
Yeah,
Right.
If
that's
it,
not
if you
Right.
stuff
got
you
the
Right.
take
right
pictures of.
posture, just do it.
Right.
And that's why I'm that way when it comes to me doing this work. I want to collab with everybody that has the right posture
That's
for
right.
this
Mhm.
kind of work. Because guess what? This kind of work ain't easy. A lot of times people come into
Yeah.
your office, you gotta be praying with them. I'm
Yeah.
Yeah.
crying with a lot
That's
of
what
people.
I was going to say. I'll
I
probably
go
be
through a lot
crying.
with people.
I'm
People
emotional.
don't know. And let me tell you, I
Yeah.
always get Miss Rach. I just needed that. Like, I just needed to talk a lot of
Right.
times.
Oh,
And a lot of
wow.
times,
Yes.
that's all they want. They want you to hear them.
It's a lot.
They
It's
want you
true.
to hear them and
It's
knowing what
true.
they going through.
Right.
And
True.
I can redirect. Then I can assist because now I know what it is. Talk to me. What's the matter?
Mhm.
You
Right,
know what I
right,
mean?
right. And be
So,
That's
honest
true.
about it
right,
because that's the
right,
only way
True.
you can help.
right,
If somebody's honest about it, they can't come in there hiding,
right.
like, every half telling you what's happening. Tell me what the whole situation is so I can assess it and place you or help you
Help you.
or
Yeah.
whatever it need you whatever assistance you need. Because
Mhm.
that's an emotional. I know
It
that's
is.
just
It's a
Listen,
emotional.
journey.
but they
It's
gotta
definitely
trust
an
you to do
emotional
that. So they
journey.
trust
Yep.
you.
That part.
Mhm.
They
That
Yeah.
trust
part.
you.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
get a lot of people that just want to be heard,
Yeah, and seen.
and want to
Yeah.
be seen, and a lot of people that just want to work.
Yeah.
I
Employment
love
is
it.
a
I love
big
it.
factor. People think that people come home from prison because they made a mistake. They don't want to do nothing. A lot of
Right.
guys
That's I
coming
don't
out
think
hitting,
that's
a
true.
Right.
lot of women
Right.
coming out hitting the
Right.
ground running. They
Mhm.
That's
really do
right.
want it, and they starving for it. And that's why I'm out there and I'm talking and trying to find out what the need is. Basically, the need where I come from is really housing.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I could get
Okay.
them employed. I could get them employed, but it's getting them housed because we don't have a lot
Mm-hmm.
of that in Trenton, New Jersey. Y'all got a lot
Yeah.
of it up here in North Jersey, but
Right.
not a lot
Yeah.
down there.
Now, I
But
Mm-hmm.
wish our houses were in Trenton because I'm trying to do the same thing in Atlantic City, and it's really treacherous down there. It's
yeah,
hard to
Wow.
find those type of programs
yeah,
that you're doing right now. I
yeah,
cannot find them. Now I
yeah,
have the
Man, you come to
housing, but
Charlotte,
I don't have the people.
yeah,
they
yeah.
want
So
it
It's
I
down
mean,
here
crazy.
because
it's
I have a friend that
weird.
does it.
Yeah,
Remember,
Yeah.
Lachelle Moore came on. She does it.
absolutely.
And
She
I
sure
used to work
do.
with a transition home for young males.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because again, I see it. And that's all people talking about down here. They want to do homes
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
it's open down here. They want you to, you know what I'm saying? Because again, people deserve an opportunity. You already
Absolutely,
did
they do.
your
Yeah.
time. Like, what you
Absolutely.
Yeah.
trying to make me do time again for? I ain't,
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I
Exactly.
I ain't
mean.
ready
It's
to work
terrible.
and do better than some of
They
y'all. You know what I'm
And
they
that's
saying?
why I
mark
want
you.
to get
They
into
mark you.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
and what
They'll
And
I
they
mark
won't
heard.
you
give them a
for your
chance. It's
entire
messed up.
life. Yeah.
But see, that's
You.
why people like you, people like Monique, we got to have our businesses because we know those people are gold and they want
Hmm.
to, and we want them to have a chance.
Yeah.
So the
Absolutely.
collaboration is that you talk about is really necessary
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Definitely.
good.
Yeah.
And let me
And a
ask you
lot of
this.
Absolutely.
Oh, go ahead,
people
Joan.
they come out of prison and they want to do good.
They
They
But
do.
then if it takes so long for them to get someone to
right.
understand
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
that they
Yeah.
made a mistake, it could
Right.
push them back
Yeah.
Listen.
because they're not getting the help either
Yeah.
at the same time.
That's what
Absolutely.
usually
Yeah.
Absolutely.
happens.
That's what usually happens.
If I don't like, if you don't get to that person at least between that in that first year,
Oh
a
wow.
lot of times if they're
Yeah.
not working in house, it becomes a revolving door. You know what I
Right.
Right.
Because
mean?
you still got to
Because
survive.
you gotta remember, right? You gotta
Yeah.
remember. Not only is they gotta survive, but they're gonna turn back to what they know. And a lot of
Absolutely.
times,
And
I
that's
tell
how
the
you
guys
survive.
when they
Right.
come
That's
home and they
right.
call
Mm.
me
Mm.
or whatever, and they coming home, I say, listen, if you're on parole, I should be the second person you see after you see the
All
parole
right.
officer.
Absolutely.
Because if you get those other voices in your head or in your ear,
That
then you
part.
may not come to me until you
Right.
strike out one
Right.
more time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right.
So I'm trying to keep you
Right.
from striking out. Come see
Absolutely.
me right
Mm.
after you get out. Don't allow that idle time where you can sit
Right. That part.
and have people tell you or coach you into something that you know that's going to take you right back to the penitentiary. Because I ain't going
Listen.
back.
I know that's right.
I know
And
that's
listen,
right. And I'm
it's a
with
lot of people
I
that
ain't
get
listen.
out
going
and they
back.
hit the ground running and they pass people that's been out
Yeah.
here for
Right.
10
That's
years
exactly
already.
right.
They come out and they already passed people that's been here. And I'm looking like,
Listen.
well, what's the people problem that's out that's complaining so much that when people are incarcerated and get out, they beating you now?
It's the support. It's the support,
It.
and I
Yeah.
have to be honest,
Mm.
because a lot of people without support, like everybody need a leg up.
Yes, they
You
do.
know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yes,
And
Yeah.
they
without
do.
the support, and that's where we supposed to come in. And
Right.
we are specialists. We are reentry specialists in Trenton, and we are the leg up. You know what I mean? If I could get you hired, if I can get you housed, that's
Right.
half of your battle. The
Right.
rest gonna be on you. Stacking your money so you can get your own. Most of the time, I might can't get you an apartment, but I
Right.
might can put you in a transitional home. You
That-
know what I
Right.
mean?
See,
Right.
that's
So
what
you
it-
can
Till.
stack
that's
your
what I'm
Right.
trying
money
to do.
and
Right.
get your stuff together. But at the end of the day, like me advocating for them, that's the step up. And a lot of times people don't have that. You
Right.
know,
That part.
that support, or they don't. They know where I'm at. They hear about me through the jails. They hear about me in the street. Most of the people that come to see me, they be like, "What's the name? Told me to come see you." I be like,
know
"Who is
that.
I know. I was gonna say. I know they
what's the
set you
name?"
up. I know they are.
It's always
Listen,
word of mouth. You
Right,
know what I
right,
mean? So
right?
they know
Absolutely.
that
That's
I'm
the best
there.
marketing.
I'm like, what's the name?
So,
Wow.
how can people do what you do? How can people get interested, or how can people say, you know what, I got a house. I want to collaborate. What do they need to do?
Well, because I work for the city,
Hmm.
the city don't move like that. It's a whole
I
nother
know they don't.
entity.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
we
right.
talking government, we talk about,
Yeah.
politics and stuff like that. So it doesn't move that way. But I suggest anybody like sis,
Mm-hmm.
you build homes. You
Right,
know what I
right.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's a matter of you getting out the right permits or whatever, and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
doing your business and letting them know what you're trying to do. You would have been great at the meeting I was at
Wait,
today.
I wish I would have knew because
Yeah,
I've been
well, I
trying to
There's
was
do
gonna
this
be
for
another
invited.
like three
meeting.
I
There's
was
gonna
years.
be
But
another
invited,
one.
but maybe I could give you a number. I'm not
absolutely.
gonna say it on here,
Right,
but I
right,
could give
right.
you a number that you
Yeah.
need to call because
Okay.
there was a young lady in the audience that
Mhm. Oh,
asked
four
that.
minutes. Okay.
She asked that. So with that being said, I can give you, some information on that.
Absolutely. We
Hmm.
definitely going to talk off
Listen.
here because I
Okay.
have been trying to do
Yeah.
the transitional housing. I went one day, and you can ask your brother, to like 15 places in Atlantic County. I pulled up a list. I
Hmm.
found the ones. I went. I gave them all my information. I said, listen, it seemed like we could be great partners. You should have people. I have 3 houses available. What
Right.
can we do? I mean, we're
Right.
I'm trying to do transitional housing, short-term rentals, reentry, whatever you have.
Right.
It's like no one wants to really tell you. They'll take my information.
Wow.
But
Down
see,
I
here,
hear
that's
we're
because
right
nothing.
you
because
dealing with
I hear
people that
nothing.
homeless
like
is, yeah,
that crab in the barrel type of
Right,
mentality.
right,
You know
right.
what I
yeah.
mean? They ain't gonna never tell you. You know what I
But I
mean?
Mm.
got the houses. Don't
But
they
that's
need
great.
to
But you
house
would think,
people?
but
That's what I'm
because
saying.
they're not gonna get the credit, or they're not gonna be in the picture.
Or
A
the
But
lot of
money, right?
times, that's what it
Hmm.
is.
so
I'm
let
telling you.
people. Okay, let me ask this last question because
So
we
you
just
can't do
got
it
the 4
privately?
minute sign. The 4 minute.
Already?
I
All right.
know. I'm like, oh my God, we gotta get off the
Oh
air.
wow.
Um. Oh Lord, my question just went out of my head. I'm gonna have to come back to it later because I saw that we have to hurry up, and I just was like, "Oh my God, let me get the question." Well, listen, we appreciate you.
Thank you for
You've been an
having me,
awesome,
sis.
awesome guest.
Yeah.
Awesome.
As far as your books go, I know that you said you're gonna put them out again, so they can't
Yeah.
find them now. But if
This
they
June.
wanted you as a poet for any type of service, please let them know how they can reach you.
So you can reach me on Facebook as Arthur Racha Barlow, or on Instagram Racha Wrote It.
Oh,
And
All
I am
right.
in Trenton, New Jersey. And you can email me at racia.barlow@yahoo.com.
and her name is in the descriptions. If you go to our Facebook page, you will see her information is there as well. And whatever is not there, we have put it in the comments.
Okay.
So if people go back, they can actually come to you. And worst case scenario, if you really can't find her and you don't know how, just reach out to us. I will definitely get you in touch with her with no problem. So let me go into our ending of the show. I can't believe we're done. Rachel, you were awesome.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
And we have to
awesome,
ask this
man.
last question before we go off the air. It's called our CEO checkout. So it's, as a CEO, I'm still learning blank and I'm unlearning blank.
As a CEO, I am still learning. What got me here won't always take me where I'm going.
Okay.
And unlearning the habits that no longer serve my mission.
Well, all right. That's what I'm talking. I wish I knew how to push them
Well, your
crackers over there.
mindset has enjoyed you. They said he really enjoyed the show.
Who?
Somebody said you were a great guest. And
Okay.
then Constance said, yeah, they ain't going to take it. They want the credit.
Well, listen, guys. Next week we have a great guest as well. Her name is Jarita L. McLean, owner of Jam. That's Acromans. And our topic is, because this goes with who she is. She has burial insurance. Our topic is no GoFundMe. Burial insurance save lives. So y'all hear that? No GoFundMe. Burial
All
insurance
right.
save lives. Tune in to listen to our guests next week. And always remember to mind the
Mind the
business
business
that
that
pays
pays
you. Good night.
Awesome. Good night. Good night. Be in touch.
Good night.
Uh-oh. Jeff, I'm trying to push the music. Uh-oh, Jeff, is that our music? Uh-oh, Jeff, wait. I got it. That ain't it, Jeff. You gotta get our music. I like that, though. That's club. Uh-oh, that's club. That's the club. Oh.
Oh, you could have let that.
I know that's right.
Okay, we off?
Our people walk in power, we gon' blow up. No fear, no doubt, we gon' show up.